Hello, Durud and Shalom. We be live. My name is Armin Navabi.
And I'm Ali Salmani, and we're here to bring you the breaking news and analysis for apparently the war that is about to break out any second now. We're not only hours or minutes away, it's supposed to happen as we speak. Currently, it is 1 a.m. in Iran, and it is time for the United States military to do what it seems like every news agency in the world is broadcasting at the moment, which is strikes are about to happen this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, which means today. It's technically now Sunday in Iran, and we are preparing for those as we speak. So I have pulled up all of the indicators that prove this is happening, and I'm also trying to put my super chat goal up, but I guess we could do that another time. Let's get started. The map today is a little bit spoofy, and by spoofy I mean that all the planes and tankers that are taking off are going all over the place. We've had people say that they live in Iraq and that the GPS is showing that they live in all places in Ceuta, which is the place where the Moroccan immigrants just invaded and took over. So intense GPS jamming and spoofing is happening all over the place. All these tankers right now taking off from Israeli and US bases are immediately turning off their transponders. The ones that we do see in the air are very few. Most of the tankers over the air of the Middle East at the moment are not able to be seen, which is another indicator that something is about to happen. Another indicator that something's about to happen. Armin, did you see last night that another 2 ships were hit by the Islamic Republic of Iran? These 2 ships were hit here. I'll show you guys this. So last night, right again off the coast of Syria, the narrowest point of the Strait of Hormuz, and the southern corridor, which the United States and Oman have established, was the first ship to get hit. And it looks like they didn't even let the other ship get through as well, because the second ship was also taking the same path, just a little bit further along, and it was also hit. Here is the interesting piece of news about these 2 particular ships. So one of them was a liquid natural gas carrier from Qatar. Here's what's interesting about it. So that ship is owned by a company called Gaslog. Gaslog just had another one of its ship hit last week. So this company is probably down in the dumps at the moment. No one's really happy, or the investors are probably not very happy about the business or the safety of this this company here. That's the second ship in 2 weeks, so it's not looking too good for them in particular. Armin, what about the price, the cost of doing business? What are people going to say when they want to come back and do business here? I mean, prices are high. There's going to be a toll, maybe even a percentage of their ship's worth. In terms of insurance now, it's 9%. It's very expensive, isn't it? Oh, you're muted.
Sam, this entire region is not what it used to be anymore, and it will never be. Like trade, investment, tourism, construction, technology, oil industry, this whole area is not at all good for any form of business relative to how people perceived it until the Islamic Republic is gone. The entire business model of this entire region is now seen as way, 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 way more riskier than ever before. And risk is something that investors take into account. You better believe that they take that into account in when it comes to the valuations of how they value everything in that region, and everything is being discounted at a much, much higher rate than before, given the risk factor. And all of these countries around that region, all the business model that they have spent decades on building is now being questioned, and it will never come back unless the Islamic Republic is gone.
Correct. And here's the problem with the oil. So not only is the United States' oil reserves going pretty dangerously low, the lowest they've been in 40 years, but China is deciding to ramp up its pressure on the United States. So what they actually decided to do was they are upping their demand for oil, and they're buying a ton of it. What that is going to do is going to support the oil prices being higher. China wants oil prices higher at the moment to put pressure temporarily on the United States. So they're buying up as much as they possibly can, encouraging oil exporters to sell high. And that is going to put a ton of pressure on the United States here, who's been trying to get ships throughout the Strait of Hormuz and night, and has been largely successful. But I mean, we just saw another 2 ships hit. Seeing China put some pressure on there. Not too much, there's not too much confidence in the ability of keeping oil prices too low. So it does, we do have, so Chinese petrochemical outputs are about to kick off. They're actually buying a ton of crude oil off the oceans, and the refineries are getting very active once again. They could have kept their demand low. I mean, they preemptively lowered their demand for oil, and they managed to survive this oil crisis. But it looks like right now they're choosing to go on the offensive, which might leave a little bit of room open for some counteroffensive there. So let's take a look at what the Bahraini military decided to post a 10-second clip in conjunction with the United States military. This. It's a cool little nighttime amphibious. I don't know why they chose to edit it. But regardless, we can see here Bahrain in conjunction with the United States of America. They had a joint meeting. I think we showed you guys that yesterday. And it looks like the day after they decided to post this. So each one of these carriers, I don't know why it's so small, but each one of those personnel carriers can actually carry 13 troops. And on land, they can go 100 kilometers an hour. On sea, they can go 11 kilometers an hour. And they're very durable. I mean, you can probably hit a mine with those things and they'll be fine. So looks like they're just showcasing some of their threats. Again, I don't know why it's so small. Sorry, guys. But we got that warning from the Bahrainians, and we got a warning from the United States government. The United States government has once again put another security alert for the Middle East today. So this is going to be on the top right. You can see the 1st of August. Security alert for all of the countries that the United States has citizens, embassies, and etc. So all U.S. citizens in the Middle East should depart now when flights are available. Do not delay departure. Conditions could deteriorate with little or no warning. To be distributed to all U.S. missions in the Middle East. Gotcha. So that would be all of these countries over here. Got everywhere from the UAE to, Iraq, Egypt even. So if you notice, Egypt is actually included in here. What do you think about Egypt? I mean, Egypt is pretty far away, but let me give you guys a bit of context.
Was attacked.
Egypt did confirm that this was the Islamic Republic. They confirmed that it was because of the Islamic Republic that drone struck them. They confirmed that today.
Yeah. It's spreading like cancer. This is why you should have taken out the tumor before it spread that. You got an early diagnosis and you saw the tumor. So you should have taken it out earlier before it spread, and it's spreading now.
I actually don't like the fact that more countries are being added onto this. What's your thoughts on the more countries that are,
The Islamic Republic is really eagerly interested in spreading it to more countries because they think that they will get more pressure points because there will be more poking areas. We're getting three waterways now, 2 straits and a canal, Hormuz, Bab el-Mandab, and now we're going for Suez. By the way, they didn't talk about Suez, unlike what people are saying. They never talked about Suez until now. This is new.
And I don't like this because I keep saying this, but every country has their own objectives. you guys take a look at the second country on this list, it's Qatar. Qatar has an interest to keep the Islamic Republic in power. Most of these countries, they do.
Yes.
Qatar
Yes.
absolutely
why?
does. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes and no. Okay. Definitely yes, because of the gas fields over there that the Islamic Republic is incapable of extracting gas from, which basically makes it all left. There's a south part, like a gas field over there, that half of it belongs to Qatar and half of it belongs to Iran, and they're kind of connected. And Qatar has so much technology to extract gas from there, and the Islamic Republic doesn't. So basically, the weaker Iran is, the more money Qatar makes from gas, because all of that gas is left for Qatar, right? So is that what you had in mind?
Exactly.
Right. So that's true. However, this whole being bombed and whole crazy like instability in the Middle East and closing of the Strait of Hormuz and people looking elsewhere for tourism and investment, because gas could only get you so far. At some point, you need diversification, and you're not going to be able to diversify with the Islamic Republic shooting missiles at you. So this whole region being this messy is not good at all for anybody. I think Qatar is a combination of three factors. The gas is good. That's good for the Islamic Republic being in charge makes Qatar happy because they get more gas. The negative is, chaos in the region. We don't like that. But I think the third element is the most important. They're just scared of the Islamic Republic being mean to them, because right now you get some missiles. If they turn against the Islamic Republic, Qatar doesn't want that. They're just scared. They're just like, they don't want to be bullied by the Islamic Republic. I think that's the most important factor.
Yeah, and that's why they didn't try to mediate and lower tensions. Speaking of decreasing tensions, we had some interesting calls by the foreign minister of the Islamic Republic today, with our first one coming from the Islamic Republic of Iran to Turkey and Pakistan at the same time. The Islamic Republic has posted this themselves, saying that yes, our foreign minister Arakci spoke with Asim Munir and Hakan Fidan, the foreign minister of Turkey, and we urged some last-minute de-escalation attempts. What this means is that the United States, indirectly through Turkey and Pakistan, is trying to deliver their final terms, or even vice versa. The Islamic Republic is trying to give their final pleas to stop to the U.S. mediators here. That just happened a couple hours ago, so it seems like the decision to strike has not been yet made fully. And it looks like a lot of people are still saying that these calls between the Islamic Republic and Turkey and Pakistan are still ongoing. They're calling each other pretty much nonstop. In addition to that, looks like Arakci also called the foreign minister of Saudi Arabia as well today. What could they be talking about? What is Arakci talking to all these different countries about at last second, in your opinion?
Stay the F out of this war, or there will be consequences. And I'm not saying that. There's a whole bunch of crazy jihadi people that I cannot control. I think the understanding is that we're heading towards war, and President Trump wants these people participating, right?
Yeah.
And the
Exactly.
Islamic Republic wants to threaten them, but they're sending the good cop, warning them about the bad cop back at home.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine Arakci would say something like, "Hey guys, we can't really guarantee what happens in this war if you let the U.S. use your bases or if you join in. We're just not really sure. You know, if we hit your infrastructure, it might happen. We can't guarantee it." It's probably the language being used in these calls. So let me give you a quick update on the tankers here. So Right. All right. Here we go. Multiple internet monitoring accounts on X are reporting multiple internet outages in Iran. So let's start from the top to bottom. We have internet outages, severe outages in Tabriz, the northwest of Iran, in the Gilan province along the coast of the Caspian Sea, where the Russian weapon shipment was struck here. That area is also being internet outaged. And then we actually go down to here in this area as well. There's heavy internet outages. Let me double check if there's anything new here.
Explain
That's all
why
we
that is
see.
significant. Explain why internet outages are significant.
Internet outages do not allow the world to see what atrocities the Islamic Republic commits on its own citizens, as well as allowing the Islamic Republic to control any sort of narrative that may be coming out. If the people themselves cannot show you the truth, the Islamic Republic will try to.
What about GPS outages? What does that mean?
GPS jamming largely indicates that whatever country is GPS jamming doesn't want Shahed drones or used, and the inputs of a Shahed drone are GPS. You put the GPS coordinate in the Shahed drone, it's a one-way attack drone. You can't really change it midair or anything. It just goes, hits the target. GPS jam it, Shahed drone misses. Very smart. Very smart.
How do you respond to this? Feinstrass is saying every time Trump posts threats on Truth Social equals nothing will happen. SHIT deal, ceasefire income. What do you think?
I think that at the end of the day, the strikes are going to happen. It's really just a matter of time. And there is a possibility, just like every other time that we've seen, tomorrow Trump comes out, big paragraph, request of, Pakistan, Turkey, Saudi Arabia. It turns out that we now have made the right deal with the right people and they show promise. That can always happen. Which is why I'm saying, and here's the thing, even when the strikes happen, guys, we have to see what they're hitting. It doesn't matter if the strikes happen or not. It's how intense are they? Who or what are they hitting? That's going to reveal the real pressure, and are they going to go to the negotiating table right now or not? But interesting part, Armin, so the internet outages are actually in the areas where potential land invasions can occur. I mean, this part of Iran was susceptible to a land invasion in the Iran-Iraq war, now is subject to an internet outage. This part as well, along the coast here. And what's interesting about that is that you guys can see I have 2 points here, one in Turkmenistan and one in Georgia. Armin, take a guess of what happened in these countries today. Something rare, something very rare and unprecedented. We had, I got to make that one bigger for you guys. We had a KC-135 and a C-130 Hercules come out of Ramstein, which is the U.S. base in Germany, and go straight to Tbilisi in Georgia. This only carries military equipment, and that's raising some questions as to how many countries here are going to get involved. Do you think we can see some countries that we didn't previously expect, that are out of the spotlight, their secrets, be possibly entered into this war as well, like Azerbaijan or Armenia, Georgia even?
Oh, Azerbaijan for sure. For sure, Azerbaijan. Yes. I mean, Azerbaijan is an Israeli ally, and the Islamic Republic has been, like, I'm saying Azerbaijan for sure as a potential, like, very, very big candidate. I mean, Azerbaijan and Israel are kind of like in a romantic relationship. So yes, because Azerbaijan is, the UAE and Azerbaijan is Israel showing up at the borders of Iran. Iran wanted to, for decades, the Islamic Republic built a crescent, the Shia crescent, trying to get closer to surround Israel and Saudi Arabia. And now Israel managed to find ways to completely destroy that crescent. And instead of having the Islamic Republic at their border, they're showing up at the Islamic Republic's border through Azerbaijan and the UAE. So there you go.
Yeah. If Azerbaijan wanted to at the moment to invade with troops and take a part of Iran, It could. I don't think the Islamic Republic could stop them right now, to be honest with you. And that's my largest fear, is that every country here has their own objective, might want to take a piece of Iran for themselves. Another country that I did not expect to be receiving United States military equipment or even troops is Turkmenistan. Let's show you guys this one. So we were able to see that Turkmenistan and Tajikistan. Let me show you the picture for Turkmenistan first. Were able to receive some KC-135 equipment. I'm not exactly sure what was in these planes, but it raised some serious question as to why. You can see the star of the United States Air Force. Why is that there? Why is that in Turkmenistan? Why is it going to Tajikistan? What is being delivered into these countries? Is it special forces equipment? Is it possibly, some drones, missiles that they want launched? Who knows, for real. But that was something kept under the radar. I actually haven't seen anyone else talk about this whatsoever. So I want to make sure you guys knew about it, that every day, more and more countries are joining in. It's not necessarily a good thing. So right now,
why don't you like it?
I don't like it because every country has their own objective, and none of those objectives align with the people of Iran, the freedom of the people of Iran.
The only three countries that their involvement would be in our favor is United States, Israel, and Ukraine. Everybody else,
correct,
will, misalign.
Want to take a piece of Iran for themselves. Yeah. Also, Armin, I think you won the super chat.
Yes, we did it. Suck it.
Okay.
We did it.
I'll do 1-1.
Woo! 1-1. So
all right, there we go.
I knew we would recover. Thank you, guys.
Dang it. Okay. That was close. I got 6.
Not
so
close. That's like half.
It's pretty close. I don't know. That's pretty close to me. Guys, like clockwork, we're seeing something quite annoying. We're seeing people come out and saying that Qatar has approached the United States of America with a 24-hour delay proposal. Looks like that's pretty much in conjunction with Pakistan here, who's been talking to the Islamic Republic all day today. So we'll see what comes out of that. Oh, that's always painful to hear. All right, and then let's give an Israel update. Israeli forces, the IDF, is on the highest state of alert that they could possibly be, according to I-24 in Israeli channels 12 and 14. The IDF is ready to go with standby orders. And it looks like in the Islamic Republic, we can show you guys that the Islamic Republic is reported to be transferring tanks back into the southern coasts of Iran, although that is 100% not going to work at all. I mean, these tanks are about 40 to 50 years old. I don't think they're going to do... I don't even think the tanker operators of the IRGC are going to see the Americans. I think they're just going to... Their screen's just going to go dark.
Ali, do you want to know, are you interested in knowing what the narrative is inside the, I have a video, but I could just tell you most of the narrative. Okay, so the narrative on state TV within the Islamic Republic is that this is fantastic. That they are saying that the Americans are, like, right now, they're close to unanimous agreement by the analysts of the Islamic Republic is that the Americans are coming. They are coming. And this is great. And they think that the Americans are walking into a trap. They have no idea what they're walking into. That they are running out of interceptors. They don't have enough to defend themselves. And the only way why they would be doing such a stupid thing is because the Israelis are basically controlling them and dragging them into this war that is against their own interests. And not only that, they're so excited. They're like, the Americans are actually going to send ground troops. And finally, we're going to get our hands on some American soldiers. Because they say the Americans and Israelis fight like cowards. They're bombing us from the sky, and with their missiles and their ships, and they don't actually come and fight man to man, which that's what we're good at. And finally, they're going to bring their soldiers there where we could actually face them and show them how real fighting is done. That's what
I think we should show people just how brave the armed forces of the Islamic Republic, IRGC, are. We showed you guys this clip last week. I think right now is absolutely the perfect time to show this again. So let's take a look in the background of this, guys. I mean, look, oh my God. Oof. They got a whole 15 people with Kalashnikovs on the beach there, ready to, they're waiting for the U.S. Marines to start pouring in and start fighting them man to man, eye to eye. Here's the thing, though. I don't think they consider the fact that I don't think they'll even see the Marines. They're never going to get to that point. The Marines aren't going to be able to see them. These guys are all going to be taken out just by a mile away, like from a legit distance of a mile away. They're just going to be one by one picked off. And yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't even think this guy could run away. I mean, look at this guy. He's going to walk a little bit closer. Guy's pretty large. I don't know. Right there. Well, that's the state of the armed forces of the IRGC. They resorted to hiring some, I don't know, villagers who have their village clothes and some AKs. Yeah, that'll stop the United States Marines.
They might be virtue signaling volunteers. That's what they.
The bestest, brightest, bravest, crayon-eaten force on the planet. Actually, the deadliest warriors in the history of humanity are the U.S. Marines. It's just a fact. As a large unified fighting force, and
Delta Force.
They got to face. Well, the Delta Force is a special operations unit, but the Marine Corps is a broad. Yeah, it's a whole branch of the military. I don't know. Do you think it'll be a close fight? It'll be a close fight. I think it'll be a close fight. You know who else it'll be a close fight?
Do you think actually they're gonna put some ground forces there?
I think right now, if I was CENTCOM commander from the thousands of hours that I play strategy games, I would have done the same thing where he bombarded everything here that could have been of threat. And then I would have staged a false flag operation to draw their forces, because I have complete aerial supremacy. I can do whatever I want from the air. I would draw their forces, force them to set up their defenses. I would even bring in the USS Boxer to like the coast, watch their troop movements from the air, watch the choke points, bomb them all. That's what I would do. I wouldn't actually land troops in the beginning. But there's another thing here. So the other people that are going to be fighting the U.S. Marines apparently again are going to be these guys. Guys, I don't know. Between the volunteers on the beach there and the terrorist organization known as PMF in Iraq, I'm actually not quite sure who would be more lethal.
Oh my God.
So
what is that? Oh my God.
It's their martyrs. They like, I don't know. They're like, hey, look at us. We lost some members. Let's post the posters for everyone to see. So yeah, we have all the talks happening. we have, yes, we'll get to that in just a second, but let me just see if there's anything else here. So let's just review. What's about to happen, apparently right now, is the United States conducting the most massive, possibly most massive air campaign that we have seen in modern history over the Islamic Republic of Iran, striking power plants, bridges, roads, IRGC bases, and military targets and assassinations. So, waiting to see what happens. Right now, the only roadblock is once again Qatar and Pakistan, who are begging and pleading for the United States to not go through with this. Today already, we had the Islamic Republic bomb Erbil in Iraq multiple times with drones, and actually, yet again, they're doing it right now as well. Erbil, in the north of Iraq, just largely Kurdistan-ish area, has now been abandoned by the United States military. The United States pulled out their forces from Erbil over the past 72 hours in one of the biggest airlift operations in recent times in a short amount of time. We have no more Patriot missile systems in the area. Our U.S. troops have been reduced to a minimum, and equipment has largely been taken out. Here's why that's significant. Why that does indicate that we are going towards a full-scale war is because Erbil, in terms of grand, scale of things, is very, very, very close to the Islamic Republic, as you guys can see. These are mountainous regions, would be very easy for the IRGC to launch artillery or even any sort of missile or drone strikes to American forces here. So it's a smart idea to let go of this area, bring your much needed Patriot missile interceptors into areas that are much needed. So the Persian Gulf Arab countries, if they are agreeing to help out, if there are allies, I'm a proponent of helping them out. Back to Israel, I'm a big proponent of that because they are our strongest ally in the region. But Erbil's Erbil. I mean, what are they going to do for the United States military in the grand scheme of things? So it's being pulled out there. Right. So that's what we're seeing. And then in Iranian channels, I'm seeing mass reports of the IRGC, including Shin. Actually, let me find this for you guys. So Shin gave an interesting report, and he got this information directly from people in Iran, telling us that the government of the Islamic Republic is prepping for possible guerrilla warfare. So he got this message saying government buildings were ordered to evacuate from personnel today in Hormuzgan. Hormuzgan is the Strait of Hormuz area. And why would the IRGC want troops and personnel to evacuate the government buildings? I mean, in your opinion, where are they going to go?
Because they're trying to preserve their forces for maybe suppressing an uprising.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
And they're going to hide. If they're not in government buildings, they're hard to be identified. And so people are largely suggesting that this is in preparation for guerrilla warfare from the IRGC. Again, Hormuzgan province is right here. This is that area. We've been bombarding it for months now in preparation for, well, first of all, the objective of the United States was we don't want any more tankers hit, but obviously even after months of bombardment and hitting all these radars and missile city entrances, we still had 2 more ships today that were hit. 2 more ships is not a small amount. Even one is a big blow to the price of oil. Some sort of response here is definitely required, and we are still awaiting that. And again, it might not come. You guys might once again wake up in the morning and hear Donald Trump saying, due to my dear friends in Pakistan and Qatar, who allowed us to talk to the right people in the Islamic Republic, I decided to postpone the strikes for 24 hours, a week, indefinitely. Who knows? It's always a possibility here. I'm going to take another look to see if there's anything new. Oh, is this a video that we can show here? Hopefully it is. Okay, once this ad expires, I'm going to show you guys this. So we actually have a very prominent analyst called Behnam Ben Taliblu. who is going to be speaking to us about these next steps here we're about to see and what we can expect. And I actually wanted to watch this on my own, but I can watch it with you guys. He's a foremost expert for FDD, and definitely knows what he's talking about. He's one of the most well-spoken people that I've heard. And let's see what he has to say. Let me pull up his segment here. There it is. All right, perfect. Share this tab. Here we go. Oh no, play.
Director and senior fellow for the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. So great to have you on this morning. Thank you. So big picture, where do you think things stand right now between President Trump and Iran?
Well, good morning. We're certainly on the edge of a precipice. The president still signaling his interest in a diplomatic option, but also his frustration with the leadership of the Islamic Republic. And certainly with a regime like this, which is fundamentally anti-American, Islamist, and revolutionary to the core, I really do think there is no way out but through here. This is a regime that believes its survival is more tied to escalation than engagement. And therefore, I think despite this diplomatic offer by the president, we're more likely to see military action in the coming weeks.
Well, the president obviously is the unique person for this moment. And he also has a unique Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who sits down with me tonight at 9 p.m. for an exclusive interview. Listen to what he had to say about the Iranian regime.
I don't think the Iranian regime has ever faced a president like President Trump, which is someone that actually takes action. You know, they got used to for 20 or 30 years, not just the U.S., but the broader world, allowing them to get away with things like lying, breaking deals.
Absolutely, Marco. I absolutely agree. So we are seeing some military activity pretty much imminent in the next few weeks, even if it doesn't happen today. All I see though, every report coming out of Iran at the moment is people are lined up at the gas stations. GPS jamming has increased and has reached Tehran, the capital, at the moment. The internet outages are pretty much severe, very severe in multiple places of the country. Everyone is waiting in anticipation of a historic moment. So, Armin, what if the United States and Israel just choose to strike the energy infrastructure as opposed to anything else? What can we expect?
If that happens, it's probably because they're going to try to bring the Islamic Republic to the negotiating table again, and this time hoping that they will submit to what the Americans want. If they're not going to go, so you have to see the type of operation. If the operation could be very big, but still not for the sake of regime change, or it could be severe just to basically humble the Islamic Republic so that the next time that they're doing the negotiations, they're negotiating from even a weaker position than they were before. If the attacks are on the so there's let's say there's two categories. It could be Americans without the Israelis, infrastructure, roads, bridges, power plants, many of their bases, military infrastructure without the Israelis, which would be probably to bring, and maybe they're getting some Arab countries involved, maybe, and that would be to basically weaken them so that for the negotiating, or it could be, so that's one, the minimum. The maximum would be with the Israelis all out, take out the entire leadership, take out anything you need to do to weaken the Islamic Republic for a full-on toppling. That's the maximum we could expect. So and this is a spectrum.
The best option.
That's the best option. Yes, but that by itself will still not be enough if you're going for that, because what is actually required on top of that, Israelis taking out the leadership, Americans taking out the military infrastructure. On top of that, it requires Princes of Pahlavi and empowering and arming the Iranian people, vetting them, training them, arming them. If you don't add that, you're not doing most of what you need to be doing to get rid of the regime.
Correct. The most important part for you all to understand what is going to happen in Iran is when, not if, the strikes occur and what they're hitting. As soon as Armin and I are able to see what's being hit in Iran, we understand the direction that the United States has chosen to go. Here's the thing. If we understand that, Armin, the Islamic Republic understands that as well. If they understand that they're being hit with real pressure here, an uprising coming up on the horizon, what are they going to do?
If I was the Islamic Republic, I would be bringing in more proxies in right now, but I will also try to keep the streets filled with protesters, pro-regime protesters. And those are the main two things I would be doing right now. And I would be focusing more on preserving my ground forces, not to face the Americans. I wouldn't, if it was me, I wouldn't send them in front of the Americans, because then the Americans would kill them. I would just keep them back. I would keep my ground troops back for uprisings. I wouldn't waste them on the Americans, because then they will just die, and they're not going to be as effective. I will just hold back and keep them. Here's what I would do if I was Islamic Republic. I would try to exhaust the Americans with drones and missiles while they are inside Iran, if they do come, instead of sending my ground forces there to be killed by the American forces. I will basically go back, keep putting drones and missiles on them, hoping that eventually they will leave. And then once they leave, I will use my ground forces to make sure that I suppress any form of uprising.
Correct. And I would actually take it one step further. If I was the Islamic Republic, as you just said, I wouldn't waste my troops on the Americans. What I would do is all those civilians that I just put weapons in their hands, those children, those women, those old men that I just gave guns to, I would put them on the front lines. If I was the Islamic Republic, I would do that. And they will do that. And then they're going to push that propaganda and say that the Islamic Republic is killing civilians in Iran. They're going to push that propaganda everywhere. We have an update for you guys from Shin. Shin is reporting intensive jet activity along the Iraq, Kuwait, and Iran border strip. I'll show you guys where exactly that is. That would be right here. So for those of you who don't know, Bubiyan Island is pretty much the buffer here between Kuwait, Iraq, and the Islamic Republic of Iran. This border is the river here. So this river serves as a border between Iran and Iraq. You can see it right there. And
Bubiyan Island?
Bubiyan.
Need to pay a visit.
Yeah, we should go.
That's a booby.
See what the fuss is all about here. This is where the United States used to launch their HIMARS missiles towards the Islamic Republic during the 40-day war, and then they actually retreated back a little bit along to this area for right now. Guys, I'm not giving up any information. This is all available. I'm not saying where the U.S. troops are or anything like that. Let's check out a couple more credible sources here to see if there's any new information. Man, I'm kind of getting a little bit of anxiety. So we see more spy drones. So U.S. This is how you know you're reading a terrorist channel, because it says the U.S. occupation spy drones are roaming the skies of Baghdad, and you're like, okay, well that guy's obviously anti-U.S. So get all that info as well. The only info I have for you guys is that there's a lot of refueling tankers in the air. And as soon as they take off, they turn off their transponders. Some of them, I'm assuming, have also just taken off without their transponders ever being on. That's all signaling to me, though. And in fact, speaking of signaling, Armin, I'm a little suspicious that the information started pouring out yesterday after Trump's visit to Camp David. He only visits there. He visited before he did Operation Midnight Hammer to strike the nuclear facilities in Iran. Then he also went there before the MOU. He makes big decisions there. But the last two times, we had no idea that he was going to conduct these operations. So why is it that CBS, Wall Street Journal, CNN, all these different news agencies are coming out with these leaks?
Well, that's why some people suspect, including Neil Bundy, which we'll get to our super chat, that there is not going to be an attack. Because if there was going to be an attack, they wouldn't be advertising it so much and leaking information about it so much. That's what, like, why would you be announcing to the whole world that, yeah, like, we're going to attack? So what do you think?
There's two options here. One, it really is just a way to get the Islamic Republic to beg and come back to the negotiating table. Or two, and what we're actually seeing. So Brad Cooper is having a very busy day, ladies and gentlemen. He's having a very busy day because he's able to see all of the troop movements across the entirety of Iran. What is the IRGC doing? That's why we have these drones. That's why we have satellites. We're able to see exactly what they're up to. And my bet is he will be focusing on the southern coast because objective number one for the United States of America is to conduct safe shipping. So we're going to be taking a look at those tanks arriving down here, the government buildings that are being ordered to evacuate. Where are those troops going? That's what he's going to be taking a look at, regardless of what happens. He's going to be doing his job regardless. But it's a large possibility that all these leaks were just to confuse the Islamic Republic on the timing of this war, and we could see strikes perhaps sometime in the future. They usually do happen, although while we are seeing explosions, the explosions are in Iraq. So let's head on over to Soleimaniye. Here we have explosions. So it looks like that's pretty much right along the border with Iran. My guess is this is more IRGC drones and missiles hitting this area. And that's what we see so far. So it looks like Iraq is bearing the brunt of the explosions tonight and not the Islamic Republic. Poor Iraq. Well, they got to do what they got to do, I guess. Al-Zaidi, the Prime Minister of Iraq today, said this statement, and I'll tell you what the statement is, but then I'll also tell you why it's just words. Al-Zaidi said, "We are committed to not letting anyone use our airspace or our bases to launch strikes into Iran." Now, when you hear that statement, you might think, oh my God, he's on the IRGC side, right? No. He is physically caught in between everything. I mean, Iraq is the heart of the Middle East. There is every single country of conflict surrounding them. You got Syria, you got Saudi down here, and Kuwait putting pressure on you to not fall. The Islamic Republic is bearing down on half of your country itself. Turkey wants nothing more to come in, and it actually has been establishing bases. See, this is what I'm afraid of Turkey is. Turkey's actually taking land in Iraq and building military bases on it. And that's what I don't want to happen with Iran. I don't want a single inch of our land to be taken from it. So, what do you think of Al-Zaidi making that statement? Does he have to?
So you have to understand the internal politics of Iraq is, if I could summarize it in one sentence, is everybody out! Get out, get out, get out, everybody out. We're tired. Can we please have our own country? Okay? We, like, the Americans, military out, investments in military out, the Islamic Republic out. But the problem is that not only that's not happening for the Iraqis, Saudi is now in, right? So this is the most. So in Iraq right now, the dominant politics is not Islam, is not anti-Americanism, it's not anti. It's basically, please, can everybody please leave? Can we? can we have our, can we like, because what the Iraqis are looking at their country and they think like it's a chessboard and other people are playing chess on it and they have no say in this, right? So some people are saying, no, guys, no. If the Americans leave, then the Islamic Republic will take over completely, which is, by the way, kind of correct. There are other people who say, like, no, guys, if the Islamic Republic leaves, then the Americans will come take over. Those are the pro-Islamic Republic people, right? But either way, their dominant narrative is like, we don't have our country. Like, this is... So Al-Zaidi is kind of like, what he's trying to do is like, hey, Americans, we're going to push back against the Islamic Republic. So you guys help us help you push them out, but we cannot be fighting them, because if we fight them, they will drag them in instead of drag them out, So you do the thing that you do best, hit them, but you guys hit them fast and hard, so you guys could leave as well. I will do arresting for you guys. I will not be doing any killing for you guys, but I'll arrest politicians that are connected to the Islamic Republic because I want them out. So the problem with all of this, Ali, is that Al-Zaidi's military power is not as much as Shabi, and all the other proxies of the Islamic Republic. So, I'm so glad that Al-Zaidi is now so close to Americans, but I don't see how he could keep the Islamic Republic out if the Americans are supposed to leave, right? And not only that, now instead of other people leaving, Saudis has entered the game, and their Saudis are bombing in Iraq. I'm like, no, there were two countries here, there were two states here attacking, and now we got three. So Al-Zaidi is trying to get the Saudis out as well now, which is by the way, all of these people come in because of the Islamic Republic being in, right? To be honest, like, if the Islamic Republic was not in, you wouldn't have the Saudis, you wouldn't have the Americans, you would just get American investment. So again, as usual, the solution to everything is getting rid of the Islamic Republic and bringing back the Shah.
Yes, absolutely. When Iran was a monarchy in 1979, we had stability in the region, and it's easy to look at history because it's right in front of you, and you can see what happened after 1979 in the Middle East. One by one, like dominoes, every country fell to anarchy and Islamist hardcore fanatics. We have another 5 U.S. Air Force C-17s taking off from Sweihan Air Base in the United Arab Emirates. That's been reported in the past 2 to 3 hours. And has received apparently much less attention than the Israeli and Saudi U.S. bases that have tankers taken off. So, but the thing is with Al-Zaidi and Iraq is one of the key players in overthrowing the regime. The reason for that is, again, as you just said, the Popular Mobilization Front. They're the strongest proxy of the Islamic Republic at the moment, which means... Second.
Strongest proxy is Hezbollah is the strong.
Yeah, I wish we had the real data to see who's stronger and weaker right now. You think even now, after the IDF is...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Let's actually show you guys what the IDF has been up to. They've destroyed more tunnels over the past 48 hours. So apparently, they've destroyed so many tunnels that most of the Lebanese people living in the area are screaming out and saying, we're never, ever coming back here. You guys have done 1,038 controlled explosions, which means, tunnels such as these have been blown up by the IDF in southern Lebanon since March. So over the past it's exactly 5 months. So about 5 months, 1,038 controlled explosions. By the way, 3 of these explosions that the IDF has done to destroy Hezbollah tunnels has been so large and intense that they actually registered magnitude 3.2 earthquakes on the Richter scale. Those were when they blew up the southern headquarters of Hezbollah. That was a massive, massive explosion. Let me see if I can find that clip for you guys again. We
By the
have
way, I
it.
was wrong.
Actually, it's in the previous.
I was wrong. So the PMF is now structurally and financially stronger than Hezbollah due to official integration into the Iraqi state apparatus. Hezbollah has suffered you were correct, severe organizational degradation following the loss of key leaders. Yeah, we know that. But I didn't know it because it used to be the other way around before. PMF commands over your Popular Mobilization Fund, or Shabi, commands over 238,000 personnel and received billions in legal state funding. Unlike Hezbollah's strained domestic position, Hezbollah retains dangerous tactical rocket capabilities. That's why I thought Hezbollah is more powerful, because the rockets that they have, that's something that Shabi doesn't have. But its strategic depth across Lebanon has been severely constrained. The balance of regional influence among proxies aligned with the Iranian regime has definitely shifted towards Iraqi factions. Wow, historically, Hezbollah was number one, but you're right.
So the reason why I thought that was because if we just take a look at the map, in Lebanon, it would be hard to get the Hezbollah terrorists back into Iran to suppress the Iranian people, but Iraq shares a border. And in fact, a PMF headquarters is right here. They cross right in through this area, which I won't even get into the history of that. It's how disgusting it is that Iranians spent 8 years and spent hundreds of thousands of lives fighting the Iraqis, and now they're being invited into Iran to kill Iranian civilians at the request of the Islamic Republic. The Islamic Republic is the most anti-Iranian establishment and government I have ever seen in history. The IRGC as well. Even the Islamist governments and monarchies that we had were not this cruel.
So yeah, historically, Hezbollah was vastly more powerful, skilled, and strategically vital than the PMF across the Middle East. It operated as a premier military force and operational leadership hub for the regional proxy network of the Islamic Republic. So you're right. Now the top dog, the highest, the biggest terrorist group of the Islamic Republic is now Hashd al-Shabi instead of Hezbollah. Good call out.
Yeah, and so, gotcha. And so that's what they're used for. That's why they're being hold on to the most. I mean, me and you were covering this every day. I feel like the IRGC just let go of Hezbollah pretty much. They just told them, hey, you're on your own for now. Just survive. We can't help you at all. If we do, we're screwed.
You got this. You got this.
Yeah. Which again is hundreds of billions of dollars of the Iranian people's money that's been spent in building tunnels in Lebanon to conduct terrorism, to build 140,000 rockets. It's such a tragedy. Anyway, so if you can't have these militias come into Iran, we knew that back in January when the massacre of the Iranian people happened, the IRGC were actually, a lot of them were unwilling to shoot the Iranian people. They had a shortage of members. They had to bring in their proxies from every country to actually murder Iranians. This time, Armin, who can they count on to show up? And who did they count on to show up before? What's the comparison before and after?
Before and after what?
In terms of the proxies that could have came in, yeah.
To show up in Iran to attack the Iranian people in an uprising. I think it's okay. It's still Hashd al-Shabi. That's the most reliable source. It's interesting, Ali, that you say that, because remember the image that you showed with Hashd al-Shabi like shaking the hand of IRGC as unity. Those are the type of, like, we grew up in Iran seeing so much marketing for Hezbollah. You just noticed the shift that I wasn't paying attention to. That type of marketing that now exists for Hashd al-Shabi, when I grew up in Iran, that didn't exist. That type of marketing existed for Hezbollah. So they're basically now marketing Hashishabi because they need Hashishabi more than ever before, not just as a force of resistance outside of Iran, but also to bring them inside Iran when there's an Iranian uprising. That's the most reliable force that you could have. That's 100. That's very true. Interesting. You're muted.
So here it is, actually. This is the front page of the newspapers in the Islamic Republic. You have our poor little fighter pilot here who was ordered to go on a suicide mission to bomb the Emirates and was slain, because if he didn't do it, the Islamic Republic would execute him regardless. So we're losing people like that. And then you have this, I don't even know how can you describe this? Guys, keep in mind, the Iranian people for 8 years suffered one of the bloodiest wars since World War II, if not the bloodiest war. It's as bloody as the Ukrainian war. It just went on for longer. And
8 years.
And now the Islamic Republic invites the very same people to come into Iran and shoot civilians for money. So, most important trigger for an uprising, in my opinion, and if you guys have been paying attention for the past week, we've been focusing on the PMF a lot more. That the reason is, if the Popular Mobilization Front in Iraq is taken out, they've been severely weakened. We even cut off their financial supply lines. You saw the politicians get their cash and their gold and the gold bras taken out and everything. That's all money for the PMF. It's cut off. Scott Bessent choking them. So what happens now? If you finish off the PMF, the force that's able to go into Iran and suppress the Iranian people, you now have a rare opportunity and window to start an uprising. If you're the Iranian people, you have a window of opportunity, especially if the window of opportunity includes the destruction of railroad lines and some key bridges. The reason why that might be absolutely necessary is because if you can't get your forces of the PMF from this area to the second largest city in Iran, for example, or even to the capital city, well, you're dead in your tracks. You can't actually stop the Iranian people, can you? So that's why the logistical lines are so important. The logistical lines that were built by the Pahlavi kings in the last monarchy, the railroad lines from north to south and east to west, were built by the Pahlavi monarchy, modernizing the country Iran, and are now being used against the Iranian people. We can rebuild them. We can rebuild those railroads. What can we not replace, Armin?
The people.
We'll never get them back.
The most important resource of every nation, it's not its oil, it's not its gas, it's not its copper, it's not its forests, it's not its soil, it's not its access to international waters or trade routes. It's the people.
It's the
The
people.
human capital is the most important capital of every nation.
Correct. Armin, how many millions of people have died due to the hands of the Islamic Republic due to simple things like mismanagement, in your opinion?
Oh, I mean, I
Numerous.
lost count.
So
I
many.
know.
Lost count.
Yeah, I mean, if you just add up the air pollution and because of the not just mismanagement, but the purposeful polluting of air by the Islamic Republic and the quality of roads and cars that kills tens of thousands every year, I think just these two is at least 500,000 a year without by the Islamic Republic. Just a mere order by Ali Khamenei to not bring in COVID vaccines into Iran from Western countries. That order by
Yeah.
itself killed tens of thousands of Iranian people, just by itself.
Yeah. Some quick updates for you guys before we go into the super chats. So Israeli hospitals are now in high alert. The IDF is also still in high alert. Kurdistan region in Iraq, so Erbil, is under attack once again with more IRGC drones, suicide drones, so the shot heads, striking them. Various parts of Erbil are on fire now, actually. So maybe this strike. Oh, that's why. I was gonna say, why are these drones and missiles hitting Erbil all of a sudden and actually causing these like massive fires? The U.S. pulled out. The U.S. took their Patriot and THAAD missile interceptors and they pulled out. That's why these drones are now hitting to a larger extent. That makes total sense. Okay. All right. Last bit of news is a bit of a slap in the face to Saudi Arabia, who has now been forced to round the Cape of Africa to sell its oil. Now let's share this instead. So, Saudi Arabia can't use the Bab el-Mandeb. They're sending 6 oil tankers around the entirety of Africa instead of risking going through the Bab el-Mandeb in the Red Sea. What's hilarious about this is the fact that they just formed a coalition of 14 countries to provide safety in the Red Sea. Turns out it was all for show. Maybe these countries aren't exactly going to be jumping at the chance to help Saudi Arabia all of a sudden. We'll see that probably take off in the next few weeks. Okay, so I'm going to be keeping an eye here on the news. Most air tankers are still not showing up. It's deadly quiet. Is it posturing or is it in preparation? It is currently now 2 a.m. in the Middle East, in Iran. A lot of pro-Islamic Republic medias are reporting that Tehran has received an offer from America that it considers "quote unquote" serious. And we do know that Qatar and Pakistan are still trying their best to prevent these strikes from happening. If these countries do end up stopping the strikes, it's because they're being used as an excuse and not because the United States was actually persuaded by them. Okay, there we go. We are all caught up. Let's see what happens. Our first super chat is from Sarah Ocean saying, what can we expect this weekend for strikes? If the strikes happen, we can expect a multitude of scenarios. The most likely one is that the American military strikes infrastructure. They struck the energy, the power plants, the roads and bridges, etc. And then they also strike a lot of the IRGC bases. Those are the most probable ones. The second most probable one is Israel also gets involved, takes out a layer of IRGC leadership, short and sweet, draw the Islamic Republic back to the negotiating table. Both of these options are to draw them back to the negotiating table. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, those are what's being discussed. I could tell you what I hope. I mean, usually what they do first is that they come in, they take out any air defense if they manage to bring in new air defense from the Russians and the Chinese. They first have to take the air defense, take out any missile launchers that are outside, close down the entrances to the missile launcher, the missile cities that they have in. First thing they need to do is clear out any threats and close everything down, and to reduce the ability of the Islamic Republic to take out any launchers, right? Then they're going to probably try. I'm pretty sure, like, I know in southern Iran, we think like, well, there's nothing else to take out, but I think they need to go out and destroy a whole bunch of other things in southern Iran to make sure that they can't do a surprise attack on ships and anything in retaliation. Also, there needs to be a lot of air support, air presence in southern Iran, because there's probably going to be a lot of retaliatory launches at the Arab countries around the Persian Gulf. So those are going to be the first wave. Then we have to see, because the Islamic Republic is going to be very, very motivated to take out very vulnerable targets in the Arab countries. So first thing you need to do, that's where it's going to start, right? So a lot of people are saying, yeah, infrastructure is on the menu, power plants, and mostly power plants, and they talk about bridges, but the power plants was going to be the most devastating blow. But the thing that we are interested in the most is to see if they're going to go and take out all the layers of leadership. This is why we're so eager to see if Israel will get involved. And if Israel is going to get involved, would it be a completely unleashed version of Israel, or are they going to be limited in what they're allowed to take out? So that's what's interesting to see. Ali, what I saw is that on Iranian social media, the account Khatere Tarihi, yes, that account, posted a segment of a documentary of World War II of France, with the French people during World War II destroying French infrastructure and also helping the Allies get information to destroy their own French infrastructure as a way to liberate France from Nazi occupation. So this was, I don't know if you want to see it, just a little bit of it. This was being shared on Iranian social media, and it was going viral on many different accounts, which to me suggests that the Iranian people are saying, like, this is what you need to do. If you want to get rid of these Islamic Nazis, look at what the French did. So look at this. This, like I saw it, this is on Hafiz Tarihi. It was going viral, but not just on this post. It was like I saw so many YouTube channels were posting it. So many, it was going, people were sharing it in other places as well. So guys, this is by Iran, made by Iranians. Like, the documentary is not Iranian, but they took this part and they put Persian subtitles on it by Iranians for other Iranians, because the Iranians are saying, take out the infrastructure. Look at what the French did to get rid of the Nazis. We're talking about maybe the Americans are coming and destroying the infrastructure. They're like, look, the French were destroying their own infrastructure. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but it keeps on. I'll just play you a little bit of it. But the rest of it talks about, the French people, millions of French people had to suffer because of the infrastructure destruction. But that's the price that they were willing to pay for liberty, right? So, and basically, this is basically a kind of like an inspirational video for the Iranian people to know that this might be what it takes. So let me play this a little bit.
Communication hubs, roads, bridges, railways were all systematically destroyed. Allied planes attacked northern and western France to prevent the German rearguard from reaching Normandy. The French resistance, having completed its intel and sabotage missions, now went on the attack in an attempt to stop the Germans bring reinforcements to the front.
Les sabotages sont quotidiens.
So the rest is in French, but it has Persian subtitles. But then it goes and tells, the people in France that were like they depended on the trains for food and everything. But the resistance against the Nazis, the French resistance against the Nazis, they did this, and the Iranian people are saying, like, look, if they did this for liberty, we need to also accept that if we need to give up on some of our infrastructure for liberty, liberty is more important than infrastructure. You can rebuild infrastructure.
We can rebuild. We absolutely can. Let's take a look at the timeline real quick before we go to the next super chat. I'm going to pull this up back for you guys. And let's take a look at the month of May. So we have everything documented here. So you can see in July, even, The MOU ended July 5th. We have the World Cup, the funeral, everything there, the blockade coming back. And here's August. So today is August 1st. And August 1st is peak Middle East dust and sandstorm season. And we got no special events, neither coming up or if obviously today's the first day. So this is the month, in my opinion. I think we got until now, until the early midterm voting begins for some states, which is September 17th. That's when some influence can be exerted. And so the midterms are November 1st. So we have 3 months from today until the midterms begin. And we have about a month and a half until the early voting begins. We have nothing on the schedule. By the way, Steve Moretz, if you could type your username of your YouTube in the chat here. I can't actually find it myself. That'd be appreciated. All right. And our next super chat. Thank you, Sarah, for the good question, actually. Very good question. And our next super chat is from Nollybug saying, we need booms boom. Yeah.
Yes.
On the right people and the right things.
We do. Thank you. That's what we all wait for.
Yeah. I have a list for you guys. I have a list of where the Islamic Republic is evacuating its its forces from. So these are, we have all the names. So military and government facilities across Iran. So this would be the 37th Armored Brigade near Shiraz. So that would be here. And we also have more police stations, military bases, intelligence headquarters, Shahid Rajai Port, the 4th Tactical Air Base, police stations in multiple cities and neighborhoods. Oh, very interesting. Soldiers at Desful, so west of Iran, were ordered to return to their families after the base was evacuated. So these would be regular people who joined the military. Very interesting. The one that speaks to me, though, is Shahid Rajai Port. Again, I can't even tell you guys how important this port is. It is extremely, extremely important. So 90% of Iran's container shipping happens here. Happens right there. So interesting. But again, preparations like these doesn't necessarily mean the strikes are happening or have begun or are going to even. They're just getting ready. Whew. Shin is once again reporting jet activity over Iraq. And let's go on with the super chats. Our next one is from Leo saying, let's go, Armin, in honor of the cow. Team Moo.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. You guys might have won today, but
it's a goat. We did win, but it's a goat. Instead of cow. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you, Leo.
Nice. By the way, Leo, nice, cute little sheep on your profile picture.
Oh wait, there's a text on it now. It says
Lior. Yeah, because people keep saying people keep saying Lior, so she's like, it's Lior.
Gotcha. And thank you for the super chat, Leo. And Sarah saying the grasshopper must be humble to his master. All right, what are you, Chinese now? Like, thanks, Sarah. Ever outshine your master, right?
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And Nail Bunny saying, not to be a downer, but what military on earth lets the enemy know that they are striking? It's more likely something happens midweek.
Yes.
Maybe. Could be. But can the IRGC really do anything?
Attack starting midweek?
No.
Mostly the weekend.
Yeah.
But maybe that's
February
why they're going to do it
28th.
midweek.
Yeah, February 28th was Friday night, Saturday morning in Iran.
Kind of weekend then, yeah. Starting right before the weekend. We'll see.
Oh man, come on.
Oh my God, Ali, what are you
CBS.
gonna do if by tomorrow, if nothing happens, you're gonna start the show?
But
Very
CBS
bummed
told
out.
me it happened. CBS told me.
CBS would never lie. On top
No.
of that, Axios also said that.
CNN. They all told
And
me.
CNN.
Guys, they
Oh.
never lie, right?
Yes.
So, thank you, Nail Bunny, for the super chat. And Boboism saying, Yoram Hazoni, NatCon supports Vance. Interesting.
Who's that?
Who dat?
Who that? Wait.
Okay, you look it up. I'm gonna say that Ryan Graham has become a YouTube member. You know, is there a relation to Lindsey
Thank
Graham here? Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
And we'll go back to Boboism in just a second. Our next super chat
this is
from, there we go.
a leading figure in the national conservatism movement. So this is Yoram Hazoni. Yes, Yoram
Sounds
Hazoni
Israeli.
is a leading figure in the national conservative movement. Backs JD Vance.
Gotcha. More reports of intense aircraft activity in the skies of Iraq at this moment. Again, these are just people on the ground hearing fighter jets in the sky. Thank you, Boboism.
Thank
I'm
you.
assuming you said the conservative movement supports Vance? Makes
So
sense.
this is in Israel. Yeah. National conservatism. Let me see. But why does he support JD Vance? Wait, is this Israeli guy? Like, where is this guy from? Hold on.
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah, he's Israeli American. I mean, why would he support JD Vance if he's so anti-Israeli?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe he is
So it's
maybe he's
ideological
anti-Israel.
moving. I mean, it's more okay. It's mostly free market libertarianism towards social. Okay, it's for other reasons. It's not about Israel.
Gotcha. Thank you, Boboism. And Shauna saying Utah and soon California have domestic sources of oil to help keep American prices lower. Oh, and just because F the IRGC, we also have natural gas. America has most things, you know, it needs to produce fertilizer for food, oil, gas, yeah, all of it.
Are people in California going to let you drill to get that oil? Like, aren't Californians... They're not going to let you drill, are they?
Probably not. I mean, what are they
I'm
going to
asking.
do? You know, Shauna actually reminded me of something. So if you guys know something about Japan, Japan was largely exporting or importing their oil from not the United States of America. They are now largely exporting their crude oil from America. 32% of their crude oil now comes from the United States of America. Previously, less than 5%. Now it's 30% in just a few months. The United States is making the big bucks selling their oil to the rest of the countries around the world. And so, yeah. So is the Netherlands. So is South Korea. They're all getting hooked. They're all getting hooked on that sweet U.S. oil.
It might not be as sweet as the Saudi oil, but it's more safe.
Yeah,
It's
a little bit sour.
It is. It's not, yeah. It is a lot more safe. There's a lot less risk associated with it.
And our next super chat is from Mad Million saying, fake paper? How come HPCon versus FPCon doesn't seem health related? Do you know what HPCon is? Fake paper. What were we talking about regarding this fake paper? Huh.
Fake paper. Here, I have a AI that decodes, specifically designed to decode super chats for me when I don't get them. So
Wow.
this user is questioning the authenticity of a document or policy by comparing two U.S. military force protection conditions. The HB con, which is health protection condition, measures taken in response to health threats or pandemics. So, and then the other one is force protection condition, measures taken in response to security terrorist threats. In short, they're suspicious that a policy being presented as health related is actually a security force protection measure or vice versa, suspecting it has nothing to do with public health. I don't even know what we were talking about. How is this related to anything we were saying?
I'm not sure.
Do you know? Okay.
Manmillion, let us know.
Yes. Oh, the bulletin. Here's the answer. The bulletin you posted there, dear. Ali's distracted.
The bulletin? What bulletin?
You posted the bulletin?
Of what?
You don't remember. We don't remember what we posted.
A bulletin?
Yeah.
You can't. I feel like he's vague posting.
He's messing with us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
But let us know. We'll watch.
Yes.
And thank you for that super chat. The next one is from Nail Bunny saying, I think these countries would prefer the stability to do business and not have 12er Shia lunatics disrupting the lives of their people and industries.
Yes. I think this is related to when we were talking about the Qatar. They're weak, so they need to tolerate the Islamic Republic and try to de-escalate. But at the end of the day, I think most of them would be, most of them would be like, we're done. We're done with the Islamic Republic. We don't know how to get rid of them, but we want them. I think, Ali, I think even, I know this is an unpopular thing to say, but at this point, I think even Qatar and Oman are like, just die. Just die. Even Qatar and Oman.
Maybe. I mean, I think they still think at this point that the United States is not going to finish off the Islamic Republic, and they're trying to have some mediation going on. But I think once they really see it, then yeah.
Okay,
I mean, we're getting reports. Yeah.
We got a correction. Saying, oh my God, the Get Out Now paper, the paper that you were sharing that people need to evacuate. That's what he was talking about.
Oh. Yes.
Yes. So now it makes more sense. Doesn't seem health related. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Sorry we didn't get it.
Let me just show
I
that
also
again
agree
for
with
people.
Nail Bunny. Yeah, let's show it again.
So U.S. issued another alert today and told pretty much every U.S. citizen to just get out of the Middle East while they still can. While they still can. So, oh no, what's going to happen?
When was the last time something like this happened? Like the last time this happened was before February 28th, wasn't it?
Actually, last week.
Last week? Okay.
Yeah. And that was when Donald Trump was going to strike again, and he called it off.
Oh, he called it.
And our next super chat is from Fleshy Interloper saying, more of this. What kind of deal is worth this? I don't know. I don't think any deal is worth this, in my personal opinion. Nothing. Not that you can even make one with the Islamic Republic.
Fleshy has had it.
He's had it.
Like, we're done with this nonsense. Just get it over with.
Ugh. Okay, well, it looks like it's 2:30 a.m. In Iran, and we haven't heard anything as of yet. So perhaps not tonight. Perhaps not
if
tonight.
It's not tonight. Everybody said it's going to be this weekend. So
everyone did. Everyone said specifically Saturday, Sunday.
So maybe
Well,
Sunday night.
Maybe. I mean, it's Sunday in Iran right now.
Maybe President Trump was ready again to go in, and the last minute he called it off, like the couple of last times.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be the case. Where is it? There it is, finally. Oh, right. Okay. Steve, you are now a moderator in my chat, finally.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to add more people, though. That's what I was trying to
Steve,
figure
what
out.
an honor.
And Fleshy Interloper is saying, surrendering is not complicated. No talks. Surrendering is
That's what they
complicated
do.
for the Islamic Republic.
No, but he's saying it shouldn't be complicated for the Americans, he means. You know, kind of like what they did with Hitler. At the very end, they weren't even talking to him. We're like, speak to the hand, we're just gonna bomb you. So there were no talking.
Yep. Can we just go back to that? Is that, we've done that policy before. It's not the hardest thing in the world.
Right.
Do you mind reading the next one, please? Also, thank you, Fleshy Interloper. I'm actually going to add you as a moderator too.
Wait, Fleshy, if you come back, I'll make you a mod. Wait, is he already mod? Come back, Fleshy. Be a mod here. No, just kidding. Nancy with a super chat saying, sorry if I missed this info prior, but can anyone please explain Charter of Cooperation between these are the
Kurdish separatists.
These are the separatist group. Well, I don't know what agreements they have with each other, but I do know they have a history of killing each other. But here, let me
while you look at that, what I can tell you, Nancy, is that I very closely followed the Kurdish groups in the past month because of their recent invasion into Iran. And the reason their invasion fell apart is because they couldn't coordinate with each other. They actually started fighting each other amidst fighting the IRGC. They hate each other just as much as they hate the enemy. That's their problem. In all their forums, that was the topic of discussion. It's like, why are we fighting each other? So the Charter of Cooperation is probably something like, if our mutual interest at that exact hour of the day aligns, great. And then the next hour, we're going to go back to killing each other.
Yeah, actually, there was a recent agreement that they had between 2 or 3 groups, and within days, I kid you not, they went in killing each other and attacking each other.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, okay, so the Charter of Cooperation unites major Iranian Kurdish separatist groups. These are the ones, Komale, KDP, PAK, Pejak. They, in English they call it PJAK, but in Iran they call it Pejak. Okay, the coalition's main goal is the complete overthrow of the regime in Iran. That's bullshit. That's a lie. Their main goal is to secede, to take parts of Iranian soil and make it into their own delusional free Kurdistan country. They don't say it in their statements, but they have the flag, they have the symbol of the pin. If a lot of these people put the pin of the map of Kurdistan as a country on their clothes, which basically means that they're still looking to taking parts of Iran and making it into their own country. So it establishes a joint military command unifying Peshmerga and guerrilla forces against the Islamic Republic. Yeah, good luck with it. The agreement commits to secular democracy. Bullshit. They're commies. They're a bunch of commie terrorists. Full gender equality. They actually rape their women more than most. They rape their women more than some even Islamic groups. And democratic elections post-liberation. Sure. Maybe try not to kill each other. Let me actually see this for you guys, right? Here, look at this. The Iranian Kurdish separatist parties have a documented history of fractional warfare, or brakuji, dating back to the 1980s. The KDPI, Komale, war of 1984 to 1991 resulted in hundreds of deaths and severely weakened opposition to the Islamic Republic. Armed clashes between KDPI and Pajak in May 24th, 2015, and intra-Comilla fighting June 22, 2023, renewed deep historic distrust. And by the way, guys, the Islamic regime historically has used the separatist groups as a way to reduce opposition to itself within Iran, because it knows that the Iranian people really care about the sacred, their borders, their border integrity. They find it to be sacred. So this type of, this kind of charter tries to stop the infighting, but they have done this before and it fails every time. These separatist groups have killed each other more than they killed it. Guys, I kid you not, these Kurdish separatist groups in Iran have killed more Kurdish people than they have killed IRGC. That's how insane this is.
Thank you, Nancy. I hope we were able to answer that question for you. And our next one is from Nollybug, saying, from the lines of Mortal Kombat, finish him. Can you try it? Can you try saying it?
Finish him.
Finish him. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Nollybug. And it's Olibov. The
Yes.
Boxer is bored doing donuts. Set them free. Yeah, the USS Boxer
Yes.
carrying the Marines is just kind of hanging out in the area. I'm sure they're itching for a fight. Thank you, I think, Olibov, for the super chat. And the next one is from Nail Bunny, saying the only way the strikes happen after declaring they would is if all the countries are taking part in all-out onslaught from all directions.
Yeah. Don't have the balls. Most of these countries don't have the balls to do something like that. If it was if there was that level of collaboration with that level of, I'm sure like Saudis and Emiratis and maybe even some other countries will be like, pew pew, we send some missiles, just a few missiles, like they might participate, but nothing. You know what the coalition looks like? Oh my God! The first war against Saddam, when all the countries came in and liberated Kuwait. Ooh, that was beautiful. Have you ever seen anything like that since then? Probably not. But
I'm seeing a repeat.
Something like that. No, something like that. It's coming. Like something like that is so big that like there is no hiding it, right? Like everybody can see it's happening. Right? That something like that is so huge that there is no point even trying to hide it. Like everybody could see it's happening. But it's also so big that you can't even do, you can't defend against it. So it doesn't even make sense to hide it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, No Bunny. They could strike during the day like they did last time. And Nollybug with the confetti. Thank you very much. We did it.
Thank you. Yay, we did it.
And okay, so turns out I put some people moderators in my chat, and they're immediately thinking about overthrowing me. Here we go.
Yeah, and look at the quality of the people that you just turned into an admin. Steve is saying Armin does piss me off a lot more these days. Wow, so these are the type of people. These are the type of people that you turn into an admin. What did I do? I'm just giving you my opinions. I always like highlight your opinions. What the hell? This is the type of people. I see what you're doing, Ali. You're planning your coup.
I think the coup's being planned against me too. If
Well,
someone wants my boss to ban me.
Wait. If you ban, was that me? What happened there? I don't know.
They can't ban me. They tried. Okay, I'm safe.
They tried.
There we go. So our next super chat is from Sarah Ocean, saying regarding the regime, quote unquote, A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. His Royal Highness is our king. Jabit Shah, praise be to Ali. Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Hey there. I'm just I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Are you upset? I shouldn't have done that.
No. I'm just thinking. Yeah, what should I say? Feinstrass is laughing. It's not funny. It's just not funny. It's not funny, guys. Thank you, Sarah. And our next super chat is from Ryan Graham, saying, "You already got to the goal, but I still wanted to help. Can't let Ali's head get too big, right?" Wow.
Yes. Oh my God, that's great.
Ryan thinks I can't even fit through the door.
Yes, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. That's what I'm talking about.
Guys, come on. Have I ever said anything that indicates my head's too big? I don't think so.
He did brag about how with only 3,000 subscribers, he's getting the same views as me. So yes.
Actually, you're saying that. That's not me.
Let's pretend that you're saying that.
Yeah,
yes,
I said
he
that.
is getting. Yes, he's getting so full of himself. We need to humble him, guys.
Thank you, Ryan, for the super chat. And our next one is from Sarah Ocean, saying, "United States of America, please do to the IRGC what they did to us on January 8th and 9th. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to say about that, but yes, I think that's in the cards. I think it is. It would feel interesting to say, just in case anyone from the future comes back. Thank you, Sarah, for that super chat. And Shauna is saying, the Marines are itching to get their boots dusty. I bet they send some in. Oh yeah. What I know about the Marines, they're always up for it. Thank you for the super chat, Shauna.
Thank you.
And Alistair Newman saying the U.S. Marines are the best in the world at breaking things, killing things, and nicotine consumption. Absolutely. On all three things.
Didn't know about that.
Firsthand.
The last part I didn't know. Really? Okay.
Thank you, Alistair. Alistair, were you a Marine? Is that how you know? And welcome to becoming a member, Alistair.
Welcome.
Appreciate that. Welcome on board. Our next super chat is from Joanne.
So behind. Finally.
Whatever.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
today
Joanne.
we're equal. Okay.
We're equal. We're 1-1.
Yes. So we'll see tomorrow.
Very kind super chat. Joanne always sends a super chat to say confetti. Thank you. And here we go. Steak and Beans with the 10 Liberty Politics memberships. Huge support. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. Guys, if you get a membership, test out your star. Say something in the chat. And Curtis West saying, for the OG, love you both. That's you.
Oh, thank you.
OG. Thank you, Curtis. And Fizz Entrecist saying, for Ali and Armin Fidel.
Ooh, I like that.
The new nicknames are coming in.
Yes. I like that. Yes.
Guys, when should we usurp Armin? How many subs do I have to get to?
Bring it.
How many viewers?
Bring it.
What do I need to get to take on the final boss? Thank you, Fizz Entrecist, for the super chat. And actually not thank you for trying to ban me as soon as I made you a moderator. Our next super chat is from Ian. Ian Bloom saying, I wish it was true, but the emo PMF martyrs are fake. I found the original photos from 2021, just teenagers from Sadr City, not jihadis. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. That's cleared up.
I knew it. It's too good.
But you know what? the amount at which that got circulated throughout the internet might have had the same effect as if it was real.
But yeah, but Ali, this is why I'm always don't ever trust anything because it's being circulated a lot. You have no idea the things I've seen. That so many
True.
people, like I've been attacked by my own community sometimes in the Persian channel because there was something that was very viral and everybody was believing it. I was like, guys, I don't know. And then eventually it came out like my skepticism was justified.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so it looks like Iraq is getting bombarded constantly by the IRGC's drones. Both Suleimania and Erbil, 2 cities. That's about it. That's what we see so far. Some interesting intelligence aircraft by United States military is now overhead in the Middle East. So AWACS, which are the planes that coordinate a bunch of fighter jets, are now in the air. You know, man, every signal is there for a strike. Okay, thank you, Ian, for the super chat. And Warfieldish is saying, I think Ali's worry is warranted. The border integrity of Iran is mostly important to Iranians, or at least it seems that way to me. What is the case for others to care about the border integrity? Yeah, so just because Iranians care about it, why should other people?
Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay, so this should be great question. This should be very important to everybody because border integrity is not just something you believe in as at a principle. Border integrity means stability, means peace. If Iran's borders are challenged, what you are going to get is bloodbath and instability in the Middle East at a level that everything you've seen so far will be nothing, right? There's a reason why the Americans and everyone else didn't even let Syria so far and Iraq so far turn into multiple different countries, even though there was no united national identity and a sense of patriotism like it exists in Iran, right? Because even smaller countries and less stable countries like Iraq, Syria, Libya, and Yemen, if it gets cut into pieces, you basically have decades and decades of infighting and civil war happening in those areas, right? And I'll let you know why this is relevant to you guys, right? So imagine when Libya, for example, wants to break apart, or Yemen wants to break apart, the civil war that causes for decades that comes after. So imagine that, what for another country, which is so much bigger, with so much more population, with a very aggressive, justifiably aggressive desire to keep the borders intact, and with a very strong national identity that keeps the people united. Imagine if you want to challenge that and the reaction that you're going to see to that, and the decades of, that 1 decade of the here, let me actually give you an example, right? What did the chaos in Iraq after the fall of Saddam, and more importantly, the de-Baathification in Iraq, what did the chaos in Saddam produce? It produced ISIS. It produced what did the chaos in Syria produce? Millions of refugees storming Europe, right? You know what the bloodbath and the infighting and the civil wars that will come out of trying to break apart Iran will produce? Because Iran is an actual natural country. Iraq is an artificial made up country or a nation. Iran is a natural nation. Iraq is an artificial one. Lebanon is an artificial one. Syria is an artificial one, made by the British and the French after the fall of the Ottoman. Imagine if you try to break something that has been intact for thousands of years. If you want to break that apart, imagine the chaos that you're going to create from that and the backlash that you're going to see to that. And then ask yourself, what would that create in the Middle East? That will create the biggest factory, the incubator for terrorist groups. Like from Iraq, we had ISIS, right? From Syria, we had a wave of refugees going all over. And ISIS, we're still not recovering from ISIS, right? ISIS is still there, but look, all of the terrorist attacks you saw from ISIS, the chaos that the breaking apart of Iran will produce will be a nightmare, for example, for Israel. Like, Israelis need to understand this. You know how you have Hamas and Hezbollah always causing a lot of security challenges to Israelis? Remember October 7th? If you break Iran apart, the chaos that you're going to be starting in the Middle East will be a factory of so many other groups, hundreds of other groups that will be Hamas and Hezbollah. So these will be the future. They will be creating a Hamas Hezbollah factory, one after another. And even not only that, when you have failed states, when you have civil wars, then it attracts jihadis, because jihadis go to places when you don't have a stable governance, because when you don't have that, then they could operate there, train there, they could get resources there, they could establish their own mini state or government over there, and they will use those spots to create terrorist groups that will attack Israel and the rest of the world, Europe and North America. That's why you should not want to break something so solid, so ancient, and also, here's actually, let me add to that, Ali. I know this is getting long, but this is important, right? Here's another thing. Here's another reason why you should care about Iran's border integrity. Because the Iranian people are your ally. So you're like, the Iranian people care about it. Why should we care about it? Because they care about you. Because the Iranian people see themselves as an ally of the United States, as the West, and they see themselves as allies of Israel. So pushing for anything that would lose such a powerful asset in the Middle East, because who do you have? You have Israel in the Middle East, but you also have Iranian people in the Middle East. The Iranian people are such a powerful asset for Israelis and Americans and all the people who are fighting for liberty. So you care for them because they care for you, because you're their ally and they see themselves as your allies. And by caring, allies caring for what they, signaling to each other that they have each other's back is how they remain allies, right? There's a reason why I say Slava Ukrainia on top of Am Israel Chai, because we consider them, we support them in their fight against Russia, because we see them as the same side fighting for liberty. Because we need to be united in this war. The armies of liberty need to be united with each other against the armies of tyranny. So you care about each other's causes because you are on the same side. And signaling to the Iranian people that you are against what they care about the most makes you lose so much political and capital in Iran. And I think you need that, because your number one enemy of liberty right now is the Islamic Republic, and your most powerful force against that enemy, that evil, is the Iranian people. So I say it's important to keep the Iranian people on your side. Does that make sense, guys?
Beautifully said. Thank you for that.
No worries.
I'm also scared because you will see a war from Afghanistan to Egypt. You'll see a war in between all these countries. So pretty much the center of the world is going to be in turmoil is the answer if Iran is chalked up into little pieces.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, guys. Let me know in the chat if that made sense, because that was a very important question.
Yeah, look. You even stopped pissing
Steve.
Steve off for a second.
Even Steve agrees with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Warfield, for that good question.
Yes.
Great question.
Warfield, let me know if you're still here in the chat. Let me know if that made sense. Oh yes, Feinstra says yes, it did. Okay, that's good enough for me. If she thinks it's good, it's good. Okay, no hot take.
And Olibov profile pic said, I hope Trump's going for the win before the midterms. Look, I am actually leaning more towards that now. Towards he has to have something substantial or he has to completely pull out, because the numbers aren't sustainable, in my opinion. And thank you for that super chat, Ali Buff. Saber Coaching saying, unleash the penguins, the Islamic Republic's bravest. Hashtag Ahmed.
Yes.
Ahmed means idiot in Farsi.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah, those guys.
Sad
on the
penguins.
beach.
The sad penguins.
Yeah. Thank you for that super chat. Audibov profile pic with another one saying, I think power station strikes will be limited and ground troops will be deployed in the area they're struck. Ground troops will be employed into those areas after they're hit? Huh. I mean, it's kind of impossible though, because a lot of the power stations are inland. Not a lot of them are on the coast, like right on the coast. So it's going to take a lot of logistics to get in there.
Do you think any power plants will be taken out in like the Damovan? If the Damovan power plant is hit, that's like huge. That's the biggest power plant, and it's right next to Tehran.
The only question regarding the energy, the electricity, is just, are you willing to have 90 million people, or even if you take Damovan out that supplies electricity to Tehran, are you willing to have 10 million people go without electricity from now on? That's the question. I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening until they're completely serious in overthrowing the regime. I don't see that happening. Checking the news here real quick. Okay.
Noha is also saying, I can't see that scenario.
All right. Thank you for that question, or that super chat. And the next one is from Jimmy the Jinn saying,
yay,
Sahi, I'll trust me, bro. Narrated Jimmy the Jinn. After poor results from the night of Al Zut, the Prophet requested the power of 1,000 jinn. He's really playing his character.
That's pretty good. I love Sahih. I'll trust me, bro. That's pretty good. Oh, guys, if you know, you know. That's pretty good.
He's playing his character very well. Jimmy the Jinn. I like it. Thank you for the super chat. We like humor. We like humor like that.
I think there should be a military. You know how we have, I don't know, the SEALs and the Marines and Delta Force. There should be a military group just called the Al Zut. What do you think? Like a special force called the Al Zut.
What are they gonna do?
They're gonna go take out.
How are they gonna vanquish their enemies?
I don't know. You'll find out. But wouldn't that be funny? That would be great. Like all dressed in black, and just like send in the Al Zuts.
I don't know if I want to join that unit. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to be doing that kind of action there.
I don't think you want to be there. I think a lot of terrorists were just going to quit if you just tell them they're sending Al Zut.
True. Yeah. I think I would. I think I would.
The Al Zut unit, the special Al Zut unit.
Would they think it's punishment, or I don't know?
Guys, let's grow liberty politics to the point that we could have our own army, and then our first unit, we'll call it the Al Zut unit. Okay, who wants to join the Al Zut unit?
And thank you for that, Jimmy the Jinn. And our next super chat is from Todd Rathner saying, big thanks to whoever gifted me a membership. Woo! That would be probably Steak and Beans. I think so. There you go, Todd. And thank you for joining.
Wait, can I add this to my merch before you do that? My merch ideas. I'm gonna put the Al Zut unit. Al Zut unit. Okay. I'm gonna write that down. Because we have the Armin's army, but I think Al-Zut unit, is also good one. All right. Okay, good. I did.
Thank you, Todd. And our next one is from Ida, saying, thank you, Armin, and all for giving me a chance to have a little fun and laugh through these crazy times. Bipish, US and Israel.
Peace. Thank you.
Of course, Ida. Thank you for joining.
Love you, Ida. Great profile.
You guys joining really does give us the energy to keep on going. I'm not even kidding. It's not easy doing this every single day.
Whew. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ida, for the super chat. And the next one is from Jimmy the Jinn, saying we surrounded him. Gotcha. We surrounded him all night while he recited Quran verses with his mouth full. You, brother, remember you asked. Oh, man. Anyway.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, no.
Thank you, Jimmy the Jinn.
I wonder how the, now I'm trying to imagine what the Quran recitation would sound like when that's happening. I'm just No, yes. Can somebody do a Quran recitation, like mimicking that at the same time? No.
Well.
Has anybody ever made you imagine something like that, by the way, guys, in your life?
Actually, not yet. Yeah, that was the first time. Anyway, thank you, Jimmy the Jinn. And Ghalibaf profile pic says, we need more. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Yes. And Steve
Donald
is
Trump
imagining
himself.
it. Look at this. Oh, yeah, no, he's imagining it. But anyways.
Thank you, Ghalibaf. It's right in character. Everyone's playing their own character now. Thank you, Navy Mom, for the jewels.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Fleshy Interloper saying, Ali, you have your own little pack of trolls. Yeah, it turned out to be the mods. It turned out to be the people I just made. I gave some power. You guys are enjoying that a little too much, huh?
Yeah, but too much.
There is so much propaganda coming out saying that the United States has called off these strikes. There's nothing confirmed. So if you guys see that, nothing's confirmed so far. I want some reputable figure to come out and say it himself. In fact, is there anything on Truth Social? What's on Truth Social here? Absolutely nothing. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, Fleshy. I'm adding you to the list of trolls.
Wow.
And Don B is saying, Ali, could they be watching movements of IRGC to see where they're all moving to before boom booms? I did bring that up earlier. It's a very big possibility. It's very common in military tactics, which the IRGC are not well versed in. In fact, they're notoriously bad at military tactics. So they would possibly fall for this this bait by Brad Cooper. It's a very big possibility. Yeah. Because we did see some movement tonight. Thank you, Don B. Excellent point there. And Alexia saying, Darood and Shalom, if you do not hit, tap, or click the like button, I will send you nightmares.
Ooh.
May our Javid noms never be forgotten. Javid Shah, Payende, Iran.
Javid Shah.
Thank you so much for that super chat.
Thank
they
you.
will never be forgotten. Never. Thank you, Alexia. And also, guys, if you could take a moment to subscribe to both of our channels, it's Ali Salmani and Liberty Politics. That would be much appreciated. We're going to be covering everything that's about to happen with Iran. Even if it doesn't happen today, it will happen, and you will not get better coverage anywhere else.
So, guys, I'm going to put Ali's channel, the link to Ali's channel in the link. I mean, the link in the chat. And also Liberty Politics channel, which is my channel. I'll put that in the chat as well.
Thank you, Alexia. And our next super chat is from Shauna, saying, Armin, I said soon. It's a work in progress. Japan is also helping us build AI for beef packaging robots. See what happens when you win definitely?
Wait, what is this in relation to? Do you remember? Soon.
No.
You know, I don't know what this is referring to, but now I want some steak. I want some wagyu. I want some wagyu, some Japanese
I've
wagyu.
never had that. Yeah.
You know what I want? I want lab-grown beef to perfection. You know, I want to see farms where you grow beef instead of like having like animals with brains and stuff. You grow the beef, but you grow it to perfection with the perfect fat, you know, to meat ratio and all the ingredients that makes it absolutely perfect every time. That's what I want to see. So you have farms of meats growing in kind of like a factory like farm setting. I don't know, in like it's kind of like a lab factory farm where the beef is growing, and you just cut the beef, and there's no brain of a cow that you have to be worried about, and you just like eat that.
Wow.
And it has the absolute perfect nutrition, the perfect taste, and you just do A/B testing until it gets absolutely like this. Like then, you know, I know a lot of people are saying yuck, but eventually this get to a point where when you taste, you know, the food like when we will have meat like that at some point when you try it, you can never go back to original meat. Like that's the future. Eventually, it's going to get that good.
Yeah, and if you guys don't want that, you could always watch on my channel. I'm just saying.
Hey, bunch of it's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
Thank you, Shauna, for the super chat. Yeah. And Stephen Falk is saying, like the channel. Wife asks if Armin and Goldie are cool.
Yeah, I mean, I support Goldie. Goldie is a great voice for the Iranian people. She's she's obviously a major contributor to our fight for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Glad that you like the channel. And the Persian American saying, give us boom booms or we riot. Oh no, look, Armin, just like how the IRGC has its hands tied with the ideology of the Islamic Republic, we have our hands tied because we're like, it's going to happen. They're going to hit the Islamic Republic. The Islamic Republic will be overthrown eventually. And people are like, give us the boom booms now.
No.
We're in trouble.
I mean, we don't need to riot. The people in Iran who are pro-regime, they're rioting for us. And, you know, even if we don't get boom booms, they're going to push the Islamic Republic to escalation to the point that we do get boom booms, even if we do like there's no way out of this. So the riot is happening for us. Yeah.
And thank you, Noah, who also renewed their membership. Thank you very much for that. Welcome back. And Cartwright with the jewels. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Also, thank you, Noah, for the jewels, saying 6-7.
Thank
gotcha.
you.
And Roman Cabbage saying, of course, Steve is Mossad. He starts a coup and becomes a moderator. Of course. Ah, yes. So you're saying Steve's a coup.
Soon as he, you know, yeah, soon he's going to let a bunch of Moroccans in your chat to take over. Did you hear that? Did you hear that blaming Israel now, the Jews, for the Moroccans going to Spain? Yes.
Yep. When it's actually the Moroccans who did it. Yeah.
We talked about it here, didn't we? Yes.
I think so. It turned out to be the Moroccan government, as far as we know. Crazy.
Guys, don't be friends with Jews. Today you're friends. Tomorrow they're going to let a bunch of Moroccans in your territory that you don't know what to do with. By the way, I'm kidding, guys. No offense to Moroccans.
Thank you, Roman Cabbage. Yeah, Steve. Some eyes are on you right now. And Nechama says, I feel antsy. Not because I don't know when things will happen, but because I don't have faith that effective things will actually happen. Need to go to the faith store and buy some faith. Okay.
Well,
But here,
Khamenei dying was pretty effective. I would say that. So that happened.
remember that it's been, I mean, oh my God, guys, we've been here 7 months since the event started. Time's flown by, and the Islamic Republic has done nothing but get weaker.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
So the effective things are happening, and it's hard to zoom out and look at them for the past 6 months, but trust me, I am in the same boat. I want nothing more for this to speed up. I don't want people to keep suffering unnecessarily. Thank you, Nechma, who says true in the chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Adabine saying, is there something you guys could do with money? Not like millions, but like a GoFundMe account that you don't do because you don't have it. Is there something we could do with money? If we had an amount of money, what would we do with it?
Hire an assistant. That's what I would do.
And I think Adabine means regarding Iran, like how to help Iran with money. Like if we had
hire an assistant still.
Okay.
Because what I mean, everybody could do. I mean, if you want to do something like in Iran, like raising a GoFundMe will be so, unless you're doing millions, then that will have. So I don't think he's talking about like in Iran, because anything that is not millions, then it's not going to have, or billions actually, will not have much of an impact on changing the tides. The only thing we could do with money right now is to make what we are doing, each one of us, like whoever is doing what, to make it more effective and scale what you're doing. If you truly believe in what you're doing, has an effective influence on pushing things forward, then if you get that small, like a small money injection of money that is not millions, then you would use it to just make the processes of what you're doing a lot more efficient. Do you know what I'm saying, Ali? Like you just scale it up. So if you truly believe in what you're doing is something that is having some influence, and that if you scale it, it would have 10 times the influence, then if you manage to get access to that level of cash, like let's say $100,000 or $200,000, then just make your operations, scale the operations of what you're doing. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and if we can help the Crown Prince achieve his objective by doing that and scale our operation to be larger, we're going to do that. Otherwise, we would just give it to Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi's fund in order to help free Iran.
Yeah, but I
think
what he's talking about is not who would you give it to, what would you do with it? That's what he said. Like, for example, if you give it to Crown Prince Pahlavi, what could they do with that money? I think that's the question, right? And for example, I think if you give it to Princess Pahlavi, what they would do is exactly what I said. They will scale the operations of whatever structure they have, whatever they're doing. It would just go into scaling that. They wouldn't be doing something new. They would just scale whatever they're doing already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Adabine. Great question, by the way. And look who it is. InServer, or InServer, saying Trump Allahis in shambles. Monir will call soon. Nothing less to be expected. So
we missed you, InServer.
Yeah, welcome back. Appreciate the yes. Hey, listen, what? The second part? Not impossible. Not impossible.
Feinsters was feeling kind of lonely without you here.
True.
She
your
was
best
providing.
friend.
Yes, she was providing all the salt. She was running out of salt because she had to be the only provider of it. Now you're here to help out.
And thank you for the super chat in server.
Thank
Our
you.
next one is from Alexia saying a special super chat just for Prince Ali Abubu. That's a new one. Thank you, Alexia.
Ababwa, I think. It's Ababwa.
Yeah, Ababwa. Thank you very much. Very kind. Special super chat just for me. You hear that? And our next one is from Amy. Amy says, have you thought of having your own memberships as 2C does, so all the money doesn't go to YouTube? Yeah, YouTube loves to grab the 50%.
No. YouTube deserve. I mean, I think YouTube deserves what their share because they have
where else you can get it.
Yeah, because there's no way that you could have scaled this much of support. Like YouTube has made it so that connecting people who want to support you to the people who need the support more easier than any platform. So if whatever they take is worth, like you would not be able to do what they're doing for you. Like you might get more of you might get to keep more of it, but you will not be able to do as much of it if you wanted to do it yourself. So it would be more percentage but much lower volume. So given that YouTube has facilitated this way of us, and also like if you have your own membership, then you don't get to be like, so yeah, people would be members, but then you don't get to interact with your audience that is a member. So here people support you, and YouTube hasn't just connected you, but it also provided the best tools for you to interact with the people who are supporting you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just, and then there's so much money that YouTube has into making this interaction between us and the people who are supporting us more fun and, you know, seamless and without hassle, that, you know, the money that you're spending on it is worth it. It's money well deserved, in my opinion. I think, you know, for YouTube, I mean, to take that part. Yeah.
And I think 2C has a whole other platform as well. So, and also he's like 20 times bigger than us. So yeah.
But but guys, don't mind if YouTube is taking it. Just don't think like we're losing anything. We wouldn't be able to scale it at this level without YouTube. So it's okay. And thank you for caring, by the way. Yes.
Thank you so much, Amy. That's a very, very kind question. And Jules by the Persian American, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And our next super chat is from the Crime Fighter with a grumpy cat. Armin looks like a Persian Matt Barnes. Love the show. Keep up the good work. Javicha.
Who's that? Oh. Matt Barnes. What?
Yeah.
How?
Yep. Armin looks exactly like him. Wow. That is an uncanny.
What are you talking about?
That's just uncanny right there, I think.
How?
Dang, you guys look identical. I see it. I see it.
Do we?
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. Guys, come on. Don't you see that?
Oh my God. Yes, very much so.
Absolutely.
My twin brother.
Thank you, the Crime Fighter, Javi Cho. And our next super chat is from Saber Coaching, saying, "Don't let Ali vet the Iranians in line to get weapons." Ooh, yeah. I'd be like, "Why do you want one?" They'll be like, "Sir, I want to eliminate the mullahs, sir." And I'll be like, "Damn right, here you go." One after another. Like, are you an able-bodied male between the ages of 18 and 60? And they'll be like, yes. And I'll be like, okay. And how do you feel about the phrase Javi Chun? They'll be like, Javi Chun. I'll be like, here you go. Just take it. There you go. Let's keep it going. Thank you, Saber Coaching. Yeah, there's no vetting. There's going to be no vetting of any kind. Appreciate that super chat. I'm kidding. And our next super chat is from Firejack, saying Iraq is very active. 4.2 earthquake registered, same time drone and missiles attacked, CRAM activity over Erbil, jet activity at Iraq-Kuwait-Iran border. Very correct. That's all happening in multiple rounds as well. You even have local Iraqi media claiming that American airdrops are happening. Don't know. So many things happening there. But all correct. Thank you, Firejack, for the update.
Thank you. So
and Jagatai says, Ali, please play some Pezeshkian and call it quote unquote educational. Oh, I will.
You know, I could recite the Quran any time. You guys just have that. Yes.
I think we're due for some Pezeshkian sometime soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. You want me?
See, I mean, do you guys really want to listen to that? You know what I'm saying?
I have my missiles pointed at your oil infrastructure.
Oh no.
Come at me.
I think I know a way to deal with that. I think Pezeshkian is the perfect missile interceptor in this case. He's finally found a use. Thank you, Jagatai. And thank you for the jewels. Lior, thank you for the jewels as well. And our next super chat is from Redneck Jeep, saying, give freedom fighters FPV drones. They'll know what to do. Ooh, what a great idea. If they're the right people.
As long as you vet them properly and train them, and as long as it's under the leadership of Princess of Pahlavi and with coordination of his team.
Correct. Thank you, Redneck Jeep. And Ghalibaf profile pic says, Ali, you've been infuriated. Hope there's no jinns. There ain't no jinns anywhere around me. I think within 1,000-mile square radius. I would know. I'm that allergic. I'm actually allergic to jinns, in case you didn't know, and I can detect them, so I'm all good. Don't worry. They'll never get close to me. Ever. Thank you, Ghalibaf.
You're allergic to them. They're not allergic to you, so how does that work?
Yeah, because I notice them. I can see where they are, and I avoid them. Yeah. Thank you, Ghalibaf. And Charleston Amy saying for Armaments Production Assistant Fund. Rose to Ali, of course. Oh, I got a rose. I'll take the rose. I'll take. I prefer that. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And thank you very much,
guys. Big tip: when you're buying your girlfriend or wife flowers, dried ones are nice. These, they're really cute and they last forever, right? So Valentine's Day, birthday, dried flowers. So they just stay there all the time as a reminder that you had a special day.
Gotcha. Thank you, Amy. Quick update for y'all. Looks like the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia has spoken to Donald Trump today, citing Axios. So it looks like Araghchi spoke to the defense minister of Saudi, or the foreign minister of Saudi Arabia. Then the Saudi Arabian guy talked to the Crown Prince. Crown Prince talked to Trump. So some indirect communication is going on right here. What did they say? If we know the Saudis, they want to de-escalate. Our next super chat is from Nehma, saying, if having an assistant means y'all get more sleep, can scale effectively, and everything is more efficient for you guys, 100% do it. It will pay off in dividends. Also, don't neglect your personal lives. Yeah.
Wait.
Personal life.
To get more sleep, can you scale effectively? Everything is more efficient. Yes. It'll pay off. So if I get an assistant, I will be able to offload some of the stuff that I do to be able to then recruit more people, because liberty politics is about bringing people in, so and growing their platform, and then scaling this operation, right? So we basically find people who are good at promoting our values, and then linking it up to liberty politics, seeing their platform grow, and then go to the next and go to the next and go to the next. So right now I'm too much, yes, like Ali, for example. So right now I'm too much involved in it. I need to be able to work on it rather than working in it. Because if I'm working in it, I'm not going to be able to scale this operation. Does that make sense?
Yes. And thank you, Nehma. You guys are very much concerned for us. It's really heartwarming, like genuinely.
Thank you.
Very much so. Thank you for the super chat. And our next one is from Rico Manovo, saying, I'm a programmer and a business owner. I'm between projects in a week or so. How can I apply to be an unpaid assistant? I don't need your money.
Oh.
I think you should take your week off.
Yeah. Yes. You should rest. You could, you could email me, armin.navabi@gmail.com.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah. We could talk.
It's more time to watch our stream.
Yes.
Thank you, Rico.
Thank you.
Very generous of all you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys are sweet. Thank you, Rico. That's very sweet. I appreciate you guys.
Very sweet. And Shaul, thank you for the jewels. Eric Henderson saying, Armin looks like Trey Young's Trey Yingst for Fox.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
He is, but I don't look like him.
Trying to get a picture of him here.
You know what? I'll take it.
Yes.
It looks great.
The epitome. There he is.
Maybe. I don't know. He looks really good, so I'll take that.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, there's actually more of a similarity than I thought. Can you look straight at the mic or at the camera? Yeah, you guys see it. Yeah, you guys see it.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are being sweet. Thank you in the chat. Okay, I needed to respond to Fine Stress because she attacked me here. Okay, she's saying, "What the fuck, Armin? What the f is that? Is that you buying your wife dead flowers, Armin? Do better." First of all, she loves it because she loves decorating, the house and the room and different places. So whenever I buy her so first of all, if you're buying fresh flowers, you're also buying dead flowers. They're dead in a week. Mine at least stay the same, and she loves them because every time I buy her flowers, she looks at it like, "Ooh, I wonder what I'm gonna dig." Like she likes to then, she loves interior design, and every time I buy her flowers, she thinks about how she could use this in some of the design stuff that she does, and it's just always there. So she likes it. So,
that's good.
See.
Thank you for that.
And also, somebody suggested that buy a plant. I know some people like it, but I think with my wife, you're buying her a job if you're buying her like a plant with like everything. So she's like, "Oh, great! Now I have to take care of this." So, but like that's dried flowers are cute, and they're fuzzy, and they're good for decoration, and they're low maintenance. You don't need to water them. Oh, there we go. That's cute. I stand corrected. Well, thank you. I appreciate
that. Thank you guys for the super chats. And quick little conclusion here. I have not seen this many refueling tankers having taken off. I have not seen this many indicators that something is about to happen, or so many countries apparently willing to help the United States in this. I'm going to be surprised and looking forward to what's going to be happening from now till tomorrow in particular. So with that,
Ali, I want to thank you. Sometimes I forget to thank you. Honestly, whenever throughout the day, I'm reviewing the analysis. I'm like going to so many people, watching different people's analysis on double speed or triple speed sometimes. And I'm always going through it. I'm eating and I'm listening. And I'm like, this is not as good as Ali's segments. Every time. Like every time I'm thinking like, you know what? I'm comparing all of the people who are covering the Middle East and Iran. And every single time, like I'm going through it every day, it was like, this thing that you're saying here would be much better analyzed by Ali later today. Every time. So I just wanted to thank you for everything you do, all the research that you do, because people think that you just bring stuff and show it to them. You spend the entire day researching this stuff and looking at different people's analysis and considering your own and then organize it. So I just wanted to just point that to people, and I just appreciate everything you do.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You're right. And I, from now until tomorrow, pretty much all I'm doing is checking on my phone for updated stuff. And then I'll listen to I think 5 different analysts on double speed while I'm driving, going to the gym, coming back, this and that. Yeah. I got so many pages of notes in Google Drive of all this. So that's why we're able to get you guys accurate and good stuff. And it pays off when you see that things coming true, when you see things that you were right about. It's nice.
Thank you. Oh, we got another super
Thank
chat.
you as
You want
well.
to read this before we go?
Yeah, Newsbrand is saying CIA and Mossad are the ones that will tell Trump when and where. It has to be a decisive 2-week campaign. Okay. We'll see. CIA and
He
Mossad.
has access to the best intelligence, so I hope he listens. He uses them and listens to them. They know what's up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're about to go, and we'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. Thank you to everybody who likes the stream. Thank you to everybody who hits the bell notification and then selects all. Thank you, especially to those people. I see you. Thank you. And a special thanks to the people who recommend our channels to other people. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
If you guys subscribe and put the bell notifications on, as soon as something actually happens, you will see the bell notification for us to go live as soon as possible, and we'll cover everything.
Yes. Unless you have turned on the bell notification for a gazillion channels, then you won't. But then.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we'll see you guys same time tomorrow. And until then, I'm Israel Chai. Slava Ukrainian. Cuba Libre. Long live America.
Long live America.
Javicha.
Hayande.
Iran.
Iran.
See you guys.